How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running a couple of sales right now, and I'm back once again to look at some deals under $10. There's a lot of good stuff in the Essential Pick sale. The Indie sale also has quite a lot of good stuff, but a lot of those games I'm not too well versed in. I'm gonna be real with you. I do my best to keep up with the games, the big games that come out. Can't play every indie game under the sun, but I do recommend Frostpunk Complete Collection for like $6.24 if you're a Plus subscriber. That is a tremendous deal, but if you're not a Plus subscriber, it's like 11 and change, which is still an alright deal. But we're gonna highlight some of the deals under $10, and there's a lot of good stuff. Let's get right into it with God of War III Remastered, 50% off for $9.99. You know, pre-God of War 2018, I enjoyed the God of War games. I played every single damn one of them, and I had a good time with them. But I definitely didn't enjoy them as much as a lot of other people. I just thought it was a fine action game, but I am certainly in the minority with that opinion. People love the older God of War games, and I certainly got to go back and give all of these games another playthrough. There is the rumblings that, you know, there's a studio working on potential re-releases of all of these. I don't know if that's going to come to fruition, but you know what, God of War 3 for $9.99 I still think is a damn good deal. And how much more upgraded can you make God of War 3 at this point? Like, this PS4 version is pretty well done. And yeah, a pretty solid game, all things considered. $9.99 for it, I think is pretty good, but it sucks that we have God of War 3 on here on PS4, PS5, playable on PS5, but you know, it's the conclusion to the Greek arc. We need to get Chains of Olympus, we need to get God of War 1, God of War 2, Ghost of Sparta, and hell, throw Ascension in there as well, because Ascension ain't that bad. So, you know, there you go with that. $9.99 though, pretty good deal. Persona 4 Golden, $9.99 for this? You kidding me? This is a bargain. Persona 4 is an awesome game. Now, I am not a crazed Persona fanatic. I like the games, but I am not obsessed over them. Like, I've known people that are obsessed with Persona. Persona as an IP. I ain't that, but can I assess that they're fantastic, well-made JRPGs? Absolutely, they're well-done games, and, you know, I'm not crazy about the high school setting these days. I think for Persona 6, now that the franchise is getting super popular, and, like, the audience is just older. It's an M-rated game, damn it! I feel like we should shift to a college setting. I feel like that makes a lot of sense, but like, we'll see if that happens. Persona 4 has got a great mystery story, a phenomenal soundtrack. I'll Face Myself, as generic as it is a tremendous song. I mean, that's like me saying Devil Trigger is the best song out of an action game, but I digress. Persona 4 has an excellent soundtrack, and I certainly recommend it for $9.99. A ton of content. I played this on the Vita when it came out. I played it on the PS2, then on the Vita with this re-release. Next up, Infamous Second Son, 50% off for $9.99. Really enjoyed Infamous Second Son. Did I like it as much as Infamous 1 and 2? No, I didn't think Delsin was as strong of a character as Cole, but I still thought Infamous Second Son was quite good. A nice little upgrade on PS5 as well, and overall, it's a well-done game. Now, it's a fairly short game. If you just bum rush the main story, one playthrough, you could legit finish it in like 10 hours from my recollection. It wasn't long whatsoever, but there's a lot of side content, and obviously, if you want the most out of the game, you gotta do 2 playthroughs. You gotta do the game in the good karmatic route and then the evil karmatic route. I saw like a Twitter post about it earlier, a little while ago, probably a month or two ago, but somebody was just like, yo, the ending of Infamous Second Son in the evil route was wild, and like, looking back at it, it absolutely was wild. It was like an insane ending, but I'll leave that for you guys, for those of you that are, you know, just checking out the game for the first time. But the evil ending is wild. The good ending is like what should be the reality of the ending, and then the evil ending is just insanity, so take that for how you will. Borderlands Legendary Collection, 80% off for $9.99. I mean, this deal is nuts. $9.99, you get to Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel, and damn near all the DLC content. I say damn near all the DLC content because it is missing one piece of DLC, but it's not a big deal, so don't worry too much about it. An absurd amount of hours of gameplay for your dollar. Like, if we want to just talk about hours of gameplay per dollar, this is, I think, by far the best deal available, but yeah, excellent deal here, and definitely worthwhile. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition is 75% off for $7.49. Now, usually, I recommend, if you're getting into Mafia, to pick up the Mafia trilogy, but, you know, if you just want to check out one of the games, Mafia 2 for $7.49 is pretty good, and I think Mafia 1 was given out as a Plus Essential title. Don't quote me on that, but, yeah, Mafia 2 is quite good. This Definitive Edition is kind of mid as far as, you know, upgrading the Definitive Edition, but still fairly good, all things considered, and the game itself is great, so I'd recommend it from that standpoint, but well worth it for this price point of $749. Certainly would recommend it. DMC Devil May Cry, 75% off for $9.99. This game had a lot of criticism when it came out. I just think it's because, you know, Devil May Cry took a different style, and it wasn't real. Like, if you go into this game not thinking it's a DMC game and just going into it expecting a good action game, you will get a good action game. It was done by Ninja Theory, the guys that brought you Hellblade, the guys that did, you know, a lot of quality titles. Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, give me that remaster, Bandai. But, yeah, nonetheless, DMC Devil May Cry ended up being a solid game, and, the Capcom ultimately went back to their typical Devil May Cry route with DMC5, so nothing was really lost at the end of the day. Yeah, solid game. For this price point, I think it's a decent pickup. I would like to see it at the $4.99 range. I don't know why it's held up this strongly, but DMC5 is also a game that special edition has held up in price for quite a while, so maybe it's just something with the franchise. Next up, Catherine Full Body Edition, 80% off for $7.99. Awesome game. I played Catherine when it initially came out on the PS3. Thought it was a great game, however, you know, a little bit expensive, and it's certainly a very zany game that is not going to be for everyone. It is a game that, you know, is very much wacky, a little bit off the wall, but it's a great game from a narrative standpoint. A lot of decision-making, so, you know, replayability in that regard, but a well-done game altogether, and I think for $7.99, a good pickup. Next up, Valkyria Chronicles 4 Complete Edition, 80% off for $9.99. This gets you VC4 and the DLC content. The DLC content is kind of notable. Like, some of it is, like, nonsense, but some of it is relevant, so, like, that's pretty good. And I love Valkyria Chronicles. I think it's great. I think it's one of the most underrated JRPG franchises, and unfortunately, you know, I don't know if we're ever going to see another game. VC4 at this point came out all the way back in 2018, but if you never played it, this is a good one to pick up. And by the way, you don't need to pick up VC1. It runs concurrently with Valkyria Chronicles 1, so you can jump in with Valkyria Chronicles 4, and it's a solid pickup. I mean, for $9.99, not a bad deal there. Next up, Star Ocean First Departure R, 70% off for $6.29. This is a port of the PSP version of Star Ocean First Departure, which was a remake of Star Ocean 1 on the PS1. It's a fairly good game, not as good as Second Evolution are, but still pretty damn good. If you're looking to get into Star Ocean on the cheap, this is a pretty darn good option, and they've pulled these games from PlayStation Plus, so yeah, you kind of gotta buy these games now. PlayStation Plus, actually it was on Plus Premium, but yeah, $6.29, pretty good deal. Judgment, 75% off for $9.99. I mean, this deal is nuts. Judgment's absolutely awesome, and this is the PS5 version, by the way. The PS4 version is actually $7.49, I believe, right now, so if you want it even cheaper, you can get the PS4 version. Judgment, in my opinion, is one of those games that if you're looking to get into the RGG titles, it's not a bad starting point. I would say that it's either Judgment, Yakuza 0, or Yakuza Like a Dragon that are the best starting points. And Judgment, if you're looking for an action beat-em-up game, given that it's got English voice acting, given that it was built for the PS4, so it's still got pretty good visuals, I actually think this might be the best starting point, and it's not as daunting of a task to play Judgment and Lost Judgment versus, like, if you play Yakuza 0, you're gonna look at the barrel of, like, 6 more Yakuza games, you're looking at Like a Dragon, you're looking at Infinite. Well, there's a lot to delve into, but with Judgment, you got Judgment, Lost Judgment. Hopefully they do a third game, but it's fantastic. Narratively, Judgment is awesome. I actually think it's stronger than Lost Judgment, but overall, a fantastic game for $10. No-brainer there. Next up, XCOM 2, the collection, $9.99 for that. I loved XCOM 2. It does have some technical shortcomings, and even on PC, it has some technical shortcomings when it came out, but it is an excellent game that is fairly challenging, can be also incredibly rewarding, however, and I would say for this price point, it's a great pickup. You got XCOM 2, you got War of the Chosen, and you got some other, you know, the superfluous DLC content. A great pickup, and definitely I would give that a shout. $9.99, a great pickup there. Next up, Just Cause 4 Gold Edition, and finally Just Cause 4 Gold Edition, 85% off for $8.99. I do not think Just Cause 4 is as good as Just Cause 3, but they refined the game quite a bit, and they released a reloaded version. The Gold Edition does include some bonus content, the expansion pass, Gold Year Pack, weaponized wingsuit, and some other stuff. You know, if you're looking for open world mayhem fun and you already played through Just Cause 3, Just Cause 4 is not a bad pickup. It's just I would keep your expectations in line. I feel like it lost a little bit of the soul and the essence of Just Cause, which that's really what the game had going for it, but with the refinements, it was a bit better. So $9, I don't think is a bad pickup for that if you already played through Just Cause 3. That is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals under the price of $10 right now. Go check them out. Links in the description box below. As always, that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.